Hi, I'm Duke Kirkle, and I can start by saying hybrid car sales have been a growing trend over the last 10 to 15 years. While gas engines remain dominant, the price of gas and our environmental impact has led to a shift in what people view as important when purchasing a vehicle. A study from the EPA about car emissions concluded that from 1990 to 2010, CO2 emissions increased 10.5%. Since we cannot just simply stop driving, it is important to think more about just looks when we buy cars. Sadly, long gone are the days roads will be filled with Boeing-sized sedans. Everyone here will buy a car within the next few years, and with car saving probably the second biggest investment a typical person will make, it is important to weigh all aspects of the decision. I am here to talk about a big misconception about hybrid cars, which claim to be eco-friendly. While a valiant effort, I'll talk about why diesel is a better choice as an alternative to gas, both for the environment and for you personally as well. When purchasing an automobile, people usually have its environmental impact as the last thing on their mind. But nowadays, we have more cars, more people traveling, and traveling longer distances. It's important to take steps to build cars that limit the amount of toxic gases that are emitted. While California emission laws may seem extreme, what comes out of your tailpipe is important to not only the environment, but you as well. According to the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory, they did a study, and they found that long-term health effects can include chronic respiratory disease, lung cancer, heart disease, and even damage to the brain, nerves, liver, and kidneys. Continued exposure to air pollution affects the lungs of growth in children and may aggravate or complicate medical conditions in the elderly. Clearly, can have an effect on you if you live in populated areas, such as us, like Cleveland. When talking about car pollution, most people think about what comes out of their tailpipe, and they stop there. But we must also take into consideration the processes involved in the production of a car and disposal of it, as well as the fuel we put into it. Now we can understand the major problem, we must decide which alternative fuel engine, diesel or hybrids, can help the most. And I say diesel is better. But you may be asking yourself, why should I buy a diesel car? They're loud, noisy, shoot tons of black smoke in the air, and when you look at semis on the highway, you may think, how could that be good for the environment? But when you look at environmental impact, it's important to look at all factors, just not what we immediately see. You must look over the life of the whole car. And first, we can look at what happens when these cars are first built. Building a diesel engine takes about just as much energy as building a regular gas, but compared to hybrids, it still takes less energy. The batteries used in electric and hybrid cars are more costly to make, more time-consuming, and most importantly, they're dangerous and more complicated to make. Secondly, we can look at the processes involved in making each type of fuel source. According to ExxonMobil's website, diesel fuel requires less energy to produce than gasoline, and it has higher energy density and thus provides better fuel economy. This means a gallon of diesel will last longer than regular gas and takes less energy to produce, which in turn helps the environment. Also, the electricity to charge your battery in a car must be produced in an energy plant. So it basically means that hybrids, you almost need two energy sources to move the vehicle. And third, we can look at the emission each car produces itself while running. In 2006, refineries have been making low-sulfur clean diesel, which according to Popular Mechanics is by definition, this clean diesel has sulfur concentrations of no more than 15 parts per million. That's 97% less sulfur than was allowed under the 500 parts per million standard issued in '93. Pound for pound, we can find that gasoline actually emits less carbon and other emissions than diesel, but diesels can stretch a gallon of gas farther than a gas car. And in practice is generally even, if not better. And also technology, as it continues to grow, can help bridge that gap. And lastly, let's look at the longevity and disposal issues of both cars. Diesel engines can last a lot longer than gas cars and definitely outlast the batteries and hybrids. When disposing of each, diesel engines can be recycled very easily, as is almost all metal, but batteries have corrosive materials and take much more time and effort to dispose of. But even knowing this, it may be difficult to purchase a diesel car. They may seem too loud, too different, or like most of the American market thinks, you may simply not want to embrace it. But this is why I think diesel cars differ not that much from gas counterparts. I think we should look at. First, I'll discuss the look of the vehicle. It'll take a minute to compare this to the Volkswagen Passat. On the left, there's the diesel engine. On the right, there's the gas engine. They look exactly the same. There's only difference being under the hood and the word diesel on the back. You won't have to give up much in terms of looks of the vehicle. And in fact, many of the diesels you could purchase today are luxury cars such as Mercedes or BMWs. Second, there's a misconception from the past about how diesels are noisy, dirty, slow. But while true in bigger vehicles like trucks and semis, technology today has made the difference nearly unnoticeable in cars. Cars and even truck manufacturers have made them as quiet as gas engines from stock. Advance in engine design and quieter exhaust systems make them about the same sound loudness-wise. Clean diesels and other technological advances also create less smog coming out of tailpipes. It's like when you see the smog coming out, that's usually from people like burnouts who just do it for the sole purpose of creating smoke. But these vehicles are no longer slow either. Once again, the advances in technology and the use of turbocharging, diesel engines can perform just as well as gas for everyday use. Third, the money you'll save buying a diesel benefit you as well. This chart shows comparing the diesel and hybrid versions to the regular gas models, taking all factors into consideration, such as maintenance and insurance. Diesel cars may cost more to purchase, but the cost benefits in the long run balance out. The increased miles per gallon, longevity, and less maintenance help curb the high sticker price and higher gas price. In conclusion, when you're looking to buy a new car once you graduate in the near future, consider buying a diesel. Don't be afraid to research or test drive one. Diesel benefits both the environment and your wallet, and diesel is a way to remain conscious of your environmental impact while still enjoying the simplicity of a regular gasoline fuel car. Thank you.